Today's edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox is brought to you by Casa D'Angelo, with locations in Fort Lauderdale, Boca Raton, and Aventura.
Hold the mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim sauce with the awesome fave, with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Once again, we're at home. Once again, we are, feeling spry and better. And the sun is shining, and the birds are chirping, and it's just a beautiful day in America. How are you today, Jeff Defo DeForest?
Couldn't be better. Beautiful day, as you mentioned. Just got done with a little walk of life about a half hour ago. Got a vodka grapefruit. I have actually probably an ethical...
You're drinking vodka
South
grapefruit?
Florida question. Yeah.
Good for him. Let him.
All right, here's one for you. Hey, well, we'll get into it. You go ahead and.
Well, it's the grapefruits that'll kill me because of the statins.
I think
I'm
good
a
for
big
him.
grapefruit juice fan, although I probably should never drink it. With the gout and everything, it's a natural trigger. But the medication I'm taking seems to have combated whatever it is that instigates this whole activity. But
That's good.
but the grapefruit juice was kind of churning a little bit. I noticed it was on sale. It was like $1 off at Publix. I bought this yesterday. So when you get that little kind of fizzy taste, now I didn't really test it until I got to the parking lot. I took a swig because I was thirsty, and then I noticed it. Would you have gone back in the store and returned it, or would you have
Yes.
just kept it?
Yes.
100%.
What was the expiration date on
just
said
bought
grapefruit
it.
juice?
I
That's
didn't
not the
notice
question.
that. I didn't look. I don't think it was too old, but you would have gone right back in. See,
Well,
I just made my way into the parking lot. I went and bought like a bottle of vodka, like the cheapest vodka you could find. I think it was Ben and Jerry's was the brand. Because I don't know that it makes that much difference once you cut it with
You're
something.
mixing it now. It doesn't make that much difference.
What do you think?
A lot to tackle here. Yes, several points. First of all, if you're going to be mixing vodka with pretty much anything that's strong, whether it's OJ
Does
or
it matter
grapefruit juice,
what vodka?
no, you could use Pop-Off, which was my brand of choice back in school and Tufts
Really?
University. I would get bottles, 1.75 jugs of Pop-Off vodka, which was produced somewhere in somebody's basement in Massachusetts for, I think it was like $3.99 back then, which
I
is
Yeah.
crazy.
This was reasonable. I mean, Peters has gotten really expensive because it's a brand name. And Absolute was a little pricey in the
What
Publix
happened?
liquor store. And I ended up buying, what was it, Seagram's? Wasn't Seagram's like a good brand at some point?
Yeah, it's
Once
fine.
upon a time, yeah.
You know what is perfectly fine, and
Cheap
is
is how you
actually
find. I mean, if you were like, collecting money on a street corner somewhere and you finally got $6 together, this is what you would have bought.
Smirnoff. Smirnoff
Fair
is
enough,
one of
went
those.
way downhill too, right?
Pretty rough.
No,
Yeah.
Used to
Smirnoff
be a
is
good brand though, wasn't it?
Smirnoff is fine. There's nothing wrong with it, especially if you're using it in mixers.
Yeah.
Using it with mixers. So I say go for the Smirnoff. Seagram's vodka. I didn't know they had a vodka. I thought they
Have a
were
vodka?
more in.
Gin.
I thought they had the
I'm
club
sampling it
soda.
right now, and I noticed no difference from any other
Yeah,
high-end
you're
brand.
mixing with
What
grapes.
happened to? I thought you were using not Finlandia, but was one of those other like Scandinavian brand vodkas or Hollandia.
Oh, the best vodka I ever had, I believe this to be true, is Chopin vodka. I really like that. Chopin. It's a potato vodka. And if you're going to drink it straight or have it in a martini, I think Chopin is excellent. I don't know that you see it in a lot of restaurants at bars, but
Chopin used to be big. They lost the war to Grey Goose, which I think is absolutely awful. It's a triumph of marketing. Belvedere is my premium brand.
it's
of
good. I
choice.
mean, you can't go wrong there. Yeah.
Yeah, when you're having straight up martinis, Belvedere is my number one choice. Kettle One is my house vodka at home. I
I
use
always thought
that.
Kettle One was in the category of vodkas that was along the lines of how Ripple was when it came to wine, but it's actually good,
No.
right?
Kettle One is excellent. It's triple
Okay.
distilled from Holland, and I love everything that comes out of Holland, whether it's wooden shoes, tulips, or back in the day, the great cafes and coffee shops. And I'm not talking about caffeine, but
How
no,
high did you get when you were on those trips, Mayo?
oh, very high, high enough to get robbed twice on the same
Same
block
day.
within 15 minutes.
This was a red light district in Amsterdam
It was
somewhere. No?
around the corner from the red light district. I wandered down
That's
a
impressive.
block that was apparently a favored block of junkies and petty thieves, and
Sounds like any street in San Francisco.
I don't know if I told this story, but basically the first guy came at me with a knife, and
You were willing to do anything with that guy, right?
I immediately complied and gave him all the Dutch guilders in my pocket.
You didn't go in there kung fu?
I didn't give him a
You're in shape, man.
passport.
I mean, like you're getting back in shape now.
Back then, I didn't. No, I didn't. I wasn't trying any moves against. I just gave him the cash, and I basically fled down the block. And then, as I was,
How much did you have on you, just out of curiosity?
it was like enough for a session at the red light district. No, it was. I'd say like 100 Dutch guilders, which was probably like, I don't know, $35, $40 US.
Oh,
at the
40 bucks
time.
here. Take it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but
Get your name on
then
my face and see you later.
I was very confused because I was in a state of, let's say, inebriation.
Euphoria. Yes.
Stop, yeah.
And I couldn't find my way. It was one of those winding blocks where you think you're getting out of it, and then it just goes down another alley. And then another guy comes up to me, and this time he had what was in his hand was a hypodermic needle, and he said it was an AIDS-infected needle.
Oh, great. Why don't you just inject me with that? Never
And-
mind your Ozempic.
And I turned my pockets inside out, and I said, "I just got robbed. I've got nothing left." And then,
You sound like a New Yorker, man. I
turned and I just bolted. I was like, "What is he going to do? Throw it at me like a dart? And if he actually hits my leg, then fine." But I got out of there and somehow made it back to the hotel. And then I climbed under the bed and did not move for the next 3 days.
wow.
I just
Oh
did
my
not. It was
This is supposed to be a peaceful place where you go. You smoke a
Surely
little
you would have
weed.
friend loved it.
The women are
Yeah,
all
if
friendly.
you-
I mean,
if you go to the Rembrandt Museum, if you
have
go
a
to
couple
the
of Heinekens,
the
that's-
Vondel Park, if you go to the Heineken Brewery, I went to deep and dark places and I paid
you're
the
like
price.
James Caan and a gambler, man. I mean, you couldn't get enough action, so you had to try something really dangerous.
No, I didn't mean to do anything dangerous. I just got a little too disoriented, and the next thing I know, I was
Oh, did you tell your mother about this experience before she passed?
no, I did not
Oh,
tell
okay,
her the
Jewish
twice
mother would not relate well to this story.
getting robbed twice in a half hour in the red light district of
that
Amsterdam.
beats anything that ever happened to me. I got to
That's
say,
classic.
yeah.
But
never
no,
heard of
and
that
then I was
story.
in a paranoid. I was just in a paranoid state where I didn't move. I literally didn't leave the hotel for 2 days.
This
and
explains a lot about your current state of mind.
there you go.
Some of these things leave an indelible impression.
Yeah. And the worst part was I didn't have the money to get the
Enjoyed the red light.
Couldn't call an Uber back then. Like what was that?
there
90s.
were no Ubers back then. There were cabs.
No cops around. I
or
would imagine.
metros. How did we get here? Oh, okay. So getting
I'm
back
drinking the
to
vodka. That's yeah.
right, and Kettle One is from Holland,
It's a good one.
and
Kettle One is generally regarded pretty highly, is it not?
Yes, it's a good one.
yeah. But getting back to your point, yeah, Seagram's or Smirnoff, it's fine if you're using
They
mixed.
had like Wally's. They had one in the Publix that had no label whatsoever. I don't even know what it was. It literally had no label. And it was among the cheapest, but I thought I really don't want to go that low.
That's now the cure for COVID and also inoculates you for all major diseases, including measles, mumps, and
A
rubella.
blank bottle, though, Mayo, in a store, in like a legitimate store. This wasn't like I went to Irv's Liquors and,
They call that rubbing alcohol.
Yeah, don't drink it. Do not drink
But
it.
I'm with you, and I'm with Lubie. I don't know. Once you get, if you're going to mix this stuff with something, then it's not going to be in a martini or straight up.
It's a waste.
Does it really,
You're right,
does it
you're
really
right.
matter? If
Now,
I was going to drink straight up, I'm going Chopin, and I
Yeah,
haven't had it in a long time because I don't see it out there as frequently as I used to.
Yeah. Okay.
Just
So now that we've settled that matter, let's get back to the gurgling, bubbling grapefruit juice. So just because you buy something and it's on sale doesn't mean that the expiration date. I've noticed lately, and Publix used to be really good at this. Walmart used to be
Most
the
of their
worst.
stuff's pretty fresh.
They would stock the shelves. I am now finding shelves stocked at Publix with things that are past the expiration date.
Oh, get out of here!
That's
No,
bad.
that's terrible.
And Walmart stores were notorious for that.
Yeah.
And that's why
You
I
were talking about this on your Let's Eat post today, where you were saying about groceries and everything. I mean,
well
you're
that
paying already an enormous amount of money. You're expecting it to be of a reasonable quality, no?
no, especially at Publix where they charge like Cadillac rates, and
Yep.
the last thing you expect. But I have found where I've almost grabbed a carton of milk, and if the date
Expiration
is
date is
September
close?
16th
Oh,
and
wow.
it says September 14th, and
Oh,
I'm like,
Jesus.
or September
Ah,
18th.
that's
Where it's 2 days, ahead or
That's my
behind.
usual.
So, do you have that grapefruit juice
Uh,
bottle?
I'll get it during a break,
Yeah,
and I'll take a look at it.
I'm
I
curious.
don't think it was expired because I mean, it looked like it was freshly stocked. It really did.
Yes,
And now I'm normally a fan of Natalie's
yes,
Natalie's is
grapefruit and
great.
orange. I think
that's a
they're
good.
the best
Their juice is the
juices
best.
you could buy, but they've changed a little bit. Also, I don't know if this is topical for. It probably would be for Let's Eat South Florida. They used to have like the orange juice had the pulp in it, and I like that top.
Right. Yes.
And it came in a different container. They've changed their container, and
Yes.
now there's no pulp in their orange or grapefruit juice. And it's about, in this case, yesterday it was $4 more than the Indian River, which I always found to be very good, also.
Good quality. Yes.
But I mean, in this case, it started to have a little bit of a fizz. It hasn't got me. I've drank half the bottle so far, and half a bottle of Seagram's. But
That'll cancel each other out, even if like.
I mean, a little bit of fizz isn't necessarily like saying that the stuff's no good anymore. I mean, would you agree with that? Or
My motto is when in doubt, throw it out. And when it comes to acidic things like orange juice, grapefruit juice, or even tomato sauce, because sometimes if you
tomato
notice,
sauce, yeah,
if,
once it goes bad, it's bad.
if you have that jar of tomato sauce that's been sitting in your fridge for a couple
Or
of weeks,
spaghetti sauce you were talking about.
yeah, that's what I mean. This is spaghetti sauce. Like sometimes if you don't seal it tightly, and this is what happens is that if air gets in, it causes that basically it starts to bubble. The acidity
You
starts
get
to
the green
turn.
slime on there. Yeah.
Well, if you see green colors, obviously
Green,
that's true.
it's right in the garbage.
But when it just starts like gurgling and bubbling a little, it means that there's a little too much oxygen in there. And then and that might be what happened with your grapefruit juice. Maybe the seal on it somehow
Yeah,
got
it seemed okay.
penetrated. Like sometimes when you lift up that little tab, or sometimes there's a thing that you have to peel off a top strip. Sometimes there might be a little broken seal in there, and air is getting in, and that could lead to spoilage. Now,
Our friend Blanche says that Natalie's is starting to like really compromise.
yes,
Smaller bottles, same price.
shrinkflation. Yes.
I did a price comparison because I love Natalie's. I thought it was great, but without the pump, it's not that much different than the Indian River. So why would you pay double the price? That would be the question.
Yeah, and it's weird if they would get rid of pulp, and it might be a matter of where they're getting it
So
from.
it tasted like they just squeezed it into the bottle like that day.
Before the Natalie's fresh squeezed
unbelievable.
orange juice was my favorite,
I love it.
and because I do like pulp, and now I don't drink orange juice at all because of my various conditions, including diabetes, and of course I have a what's it what the
You have
acid,
everything. Well,
acid reflux.
everything, yeah.
So
acid reflux. Wow.
yeah, I stay away. I
So you
take
can't
it
be eating a
daily.
lot of spaghetti sauce, Mayo.
Well, it's one of those things I got to eat.
So I like to eat it right out of a jar. I bought the other day. I bought Carbone.
Yes.
When it was on a BOGO.
Yes.
So it was like $9.50 for 2 jars of the stuff. So I'm thinking
Right.
I'm only paying like $4.50 a jar.
It's a great deal.
And this is like a meal to me. Like at night, Lubie can appreciate this, where you like just eat like a little bit of spaghetti sauce without anything else. Maybe you put some Parmesan cheese in there or something. Would you put anything in Carbone spaghetti sauce? And how would you rate it? I don't remember how it
I've
ranked
been getting the
our
Carbone.
survey.
They are now stocking Carbone spicy vodka sauce at my local wholesale club, the BJ's Wholesale Club. And with coupons, I'm getting them for 2 jars for like $8.59.
That seems like a bargain to me. I mean,
great
that's
deal.
ragu prices.
Now, people used to rag on me because back in college, one of my things, and I didn't know we shared this, Defo. I thought you ragged on me.
I literally used to eat spaghetti sauce.
I don't eat it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
drink it straight out of the jar. I go into
I
the
don't drink it.
fridge. I go into the fridge, I untwist the cap, and I just start chugging it.
No, I don't do that. But it's close. I mean, what's the difference if you pour it into a little cup and you start eating?
Exactly. You're basically eating
Yeah.
straight sauce, no chaser. And with those, I don't even sprinkle any Parmesan or grate the fresh grated Parmesan. I just like the straight up sauce.
It has to be a really good quality, though.
Yeah, and Carbone is of really good quality. That's my
Oh,
number one.
Carbone, very good. I don't know. Is it as good as Rayo's or no?
It's better. I've done a
You
taste
think it's
test.
better than Rayo's?
Yes,
See,
Carbone
I'm
is
gonna
the
go Rayo's.
best jarred sauce going now. Rayo's used to be very good. It got bought out by one of the major food distributors. I think Unilever bought Rayo's, and there's been a slight decline in quality, I'd say,
Yeah, wow.
mass production, and I
You
think
would go
Carbone.
Carbone number 1. That's your number 1
Carbone
choice.
number one, and I actually like certain types of the Michael's of Brooklyn sauce, which has also gotten more mass produced
Uh,
now. But Anthony Bruno's cousin, Michael, owns that restaurant in Brooklyn
oh, cool.
on Avenue R and Nostrand Avenue in the Marine Park section. I celebrated my
You're
50th
talking
birthday
old
dinner
school
there.
Brooklyn here, Nostrand
Yeah.
Ave. Wow.
And Michael's, they used to jar it literally in the basement of the restaurant. I saw the operation when I went in there.
With the pot.
And they've gotten much bigger, and now they are in major supermarkets like Publix. They're also a pricey brand, but there's
John
certain
Jeffy
ones.
says you're disgusting, Mayo. I love that.
I mean, he is.
So we've been
award-winning
applying this
food
for
critic.
4 years here.
I at least see that.
Award-winning food critic,
I'm an
disgusting.
award-winning food critic, and yes, sometimes I chug my sauce straight, no chaser.
Well,
So
you know what? Like you said, I mean, it's just a matter of etiquette. But I literally, like last night, that was my dinner. I put a little bit of Carbone sauce. I threw some Parmesan cheese, the remains of what I had from a cheap Parmesan, and that was my dinner. I had like a small portion.
is it because you're just too lazy and impatient to actually boil a batch of spaghetti? That
No, I mean, I didn't want to eat like spaghetti. That was the thing. I
carbs, yeah, that's
just
right.
wanted to eat something, and that was. I don't mind that every
Well,
now and then. That's my go-to.
Not even dunk a little bread in there.
Nothing. Yeah, no. Back in the day,
No
we
carbs.
put bread in there. Yeah.
And I appreciate that because I do that. And that's one of the oddities of being me. And
One of the oddities of even knowing you is that we share that. That's really screwed up.
But-
Louie, what's wrong with me, Louie? Please help me.
Nothing's wrong with you. You're allowed to do it. I just wouldn't do it. I would.
I
heat it
share
up.
something in common with Mayo's disgusting
I
habits.
know. That's. I know that you are grossing me out. You just drink
amazing.
sauce. I mean, you're
Yeah,
allowed
I-
to.
But you know,
Might
you
just
do
do
pay a
it the
price
next
for it,
day.
and you can definitely tell that you did that the next morning. 'Cause
So-
everything comes up red.
But
Everything.
whether it's grapefruit juice or tomato, sauce, pasta, sauce, if it starts bubbling, I generally just toss it because, again, when in doubt, throw it out. And I've learned at my age now,
This is
the
drinkable,
last thing I
though.
want to do is start having gastrointestinal dysfunction and distress.
I thought about going
If-
back in there with the bottle and saying,
You
"Hey,
should.
this stuff's turning."
The one
And
thing
maybe I just
Publix
grabbed the wrong bottle. I mean, it's possible that was the only one that was.
One thing Publix is real good at is
They
they
will
will
take it back.
exchange anything, especially if you just bought it there. So
yeah.
now I have a question, and this falls in the is this unethical or whatever? But there's a box of Cheerios in my pantry unopened, and you know me, I always look at my expiration dates. Now this one,
sometimes is a mistake.
it was a carryover from my mother. My mother used to
Your
eat.
mother, she died
Yep.
a year ago,
Oh
man.
my God, Mayo.
It was almost 2 years.
I mean,
It's
it's
January.
serious.
2 years.
This box has not been opened. It hasn't been opened.
You got to throw that out.
It hasn't been
Well,
opened.
I looked at
Took
the
it back?
expiration date. The expiration date was January of 2025, so
Jesus.
it's from
So that's
earlier
9
this
months
year.
now.
So that's called past due.
Can you bring it back to a Publix and exchange it for a fresh box and just
Probably.
say
Oh,
I
yeah,
do
they'll
it.
take it.
That's
it's not opened?
I mean, it's
and
not right to do that.
That's
I mean,
Norris.
you're the
I've
one-
seen them take
probably.
back half-eaten bananas 3 weeks after
100%.
the fact. So,
They-
Did you take
Will
back
they?
that banana that
Yes.
the rat ate? I mean,
no, that banana went right in the trash. Oh, God,
will they take it back? Probably. It's not opened and Publix. is
Yeah,
using
but the thing is, isn't that on?
No, that's asinine. You
But
bought
that's
it.
on me for not opening
Yes,
it and
that's on
eating
you.
it in time. Because the problem was I've gone to like Special K. I like having Special K with my fruit in the morning if I'm not having yogurt.
you're the one guy
And the
that's buying
Cheerios
Special
box
K
just
still?
sat there for
Nice.
months and months, and I didn't open the Cheerios. But
Cheerios probably a mistake anyway. I'm thinking for some reason Cheerios are not good for you. No,
There was a whole
Cheerios
thing-
are excellent. Actually, they are a good source of bran, and they don't have any sugar in them. The unflavored Cheerios. So, and I was going to go back, and then I see that Cheerios are BOGO this week at Publix, which is basically the only way I buy anything at Publix.
just yeah, that's the only way to buy stuff.
Yeah. So
I buy all the BOGOs, even if I don't like them. I just
right. Oh, isn't it the best though when you go in there and you see like the Edie's ice cream BOGO? Or
That not so much, but English muffins. You know what's funny? People are aware of the BOGOs at Publix because my friend Jimmy the Walker, who I walked with this morning on the Walk of Life, we were talking about English muffins for some reason when he's asking me like what I ate for breakfast. I usually have an English muffin, and I will like if they're BOGOs. If I have less than two things of English muffins left, I'll buy the BOGO, thinking I'm going to save money, right? Because who wants to pay like $5.50 for them? They jack the price. And look, if you're getting them for like $2.50 a box or $3 a box, that's okay. And he was aware of it too. He's like, they're on sale now. And I'm like,
right, because
we're
that's
two guys, and there's he's 67, I'm 74. Why would we aware? We'd be aware of the BOGOs.
and it's so funny because now Publix has gotten so prohibitive that everybody is only like marking and waiting for certain items to go BOGO.
BOGO, that's it.
And then you realize we're spending like $30 a throw on Exacta boxes, and we don't give a crap about
No, but that's a different thing. I mean, that's gambling.
That is money that's for gambling.
That's a whole separate category.
It's just for that. So there's not
different mindset.
You could blow 300 at the track and still complain about like getting ripped off $5 at a restaurant on a credit card.
Exactly. I get perturbed by these fees for ordering something online. It used to be like, hey, I'm doing you a favor ordering it online, not for delivery, for pickup, so that you don't have to waste your time answering a phone and taking the order. It comes right in on the computer.
They charge you extra on that?
Yeah, this happened last week
really?
at a place that I would not care to share, but not a sponsor, but somebody that I've known a long time. And basically, I did an order online. And then when it came time to ring up the thing, when you pay for it and then you go into the store and pick it up. And then when you go pick it up, they'll ask you if you want to leave a tip or whatever. Or actually, no, even online.
I've really begun to hate the customized tip thing.
Yep.
We can get into that maybe in the next segment, but
Yeah.
I really don't like it. I
No,
don't
but
like it for a lot.
this-
Knock
this-
back out and go
Just because you're usually ripping
This was
server off.
beyond that because I rung up 2 items. It was $16, right? $16 that I was going to be. Actually, Val was when I was sick. Val, I was going to order it online. Val was going to go run out and pick it up. 2 items, $16. The tax on that, which is 7%, should be less than it should be like a dollar, $1.20 in tax. So you figure it's going to be $17 and change. And then if you want to throw in the 10% tip or whatever it is,
This is the pickup.
it's a pickup.
Yeah, all right.
But no, when it rang up before even getting to the tip amount, it was at over $20. And then
Why is that?
it said tax and fees. I clicked on the little button for the information. So the tax is the dollar and change. And then there was like almost a $3 and change fee. They call it it was like a ordering fee. And what I found out from the restaurant owner is that the platform they use to take the online orders charges the restaurant a fee and they share it with the customers. So the restaurant pays half and the customer pays half. And I'm
That's
like
fair.
saying you should get a different service or just go back to taking things over the phone because it's like, what's the benefit for anybody?
But it would be hard. You have to have somebody on the phone. I've come to this conclusion, Mike Mayo. I was thinking about this in my walk of life today with restaurants, thinking about stuff on the show. We really need to. Which word do we use, Lubie? Empathy, sympathy. Well, we need to really sympathize with the restaurant people.
Oh, I do.
In general, they are doing a great job here in South
Well, it's
Florida.
not easy.
So lucky.
And that was kind of the gist of my post.
It's so hard. To make it in this business.
The post I just put up on the group, which you alluded to, and we'll get into this after the break, but just about how it's getting harder and more expensive for everybody. It's getting harder. It's getting more expensive for consumers to consume, eaters to eat, and operators to operate. So where does it end? I don't know.
That's a good question, actually.
And
are you better off going out to a happy hour and buying something at half price, or some of these great bargains that are available, or just making the stuff yourself? It probably costs you more money.
Well, it depends on what you want and what you're eating and what you can prepare at home and how much your own time and labor is worth in your mind. And I'll read the post and some responses to it after the break.
That was one of your better ones, man.
Thank you.
Well,
Yeah, I'm trying to some food for thought, especially for these home shows. And we're hoping to
Food
get
for
back
thought,
on the
that is.
road
Yeah.
tomorrow. Maybe Peter's Pizza. Everybody's ghosting me.
I, I,
Nobody's
I
picking up
have to
the
get
phone.
to Peter's Pizza
Yeah.
again. That guy's
But I think we're lining up a show for a first timer this Thursday. Elvis Italian Grill. I think we're going to be doing a show there. It's right around the corner from the Hard Rock, so you'd like that
Oh
part.
yeah. No, I mean, it sounds great. A lot of great reviews of this place.
Well, and one of my favorite chefs in town, Manuela, who used to operate a couple of restaurants, including La Perla de Pompano in your neck of the woods. She's now
I love that place still. I really do. I haven't been there for a little while, but I love
she
it.
used to co-own it with her husband, and she owned and operated a place in Hollywood called Il
She's there
Posto.
now.
She is now the head chef at Elvis.
Oh,
And
sweet.
Elvis is the name of the owner. And I imagined like a 60-year-old guy with mutton
You're
chops.
thinking you're going to get some Memphis barbecue or something?
I thought he was going to be running around with peanut butter and
Banana.
Parmesan sandwiches, like an old Italian guy named Elvis in a velvet, crushed velour jacket. But no, he's like a 30-something-year-old guy from Coral Springs who is a real go-getter, a hustler. And he's Latino, Hispanic, but he's got several catering halls. He just bought Elvis. It's the former Minio's Wings place
Oh, that
on
place was
Griffin
great.
Road.
That place was
And
great.
he renamed it, rebranded it in his own name, Elvis Italian Grill. And there is an Elvis, and he has not left the building, but we'll see about that later on. All right, let's take our first break. And before we do, talk about today's presenting sponsor, and that is Casa D'Angelo. And again, it represents the finest in quality, things that you cannot make at home, things prepared in ways with ingredients that are coming in from, they've got, sometimes I've had these scallops from Nova Scotia that are just beautiful and fresh. I've had oysters from Spain, from the coast of Spain, which obviously we see lots of oysters from the Gulf and from the East Coast, Northeast, but these were beautiful. And he gets things like
The
elk
prawns,
chops,
man. The prawns there.
prawns,
Wow.
all these unbelievable things. And it is, in my mind, worth the money when you want to go out and do it right with things that you don't ordinarily see or make at home.
Mayo, you're happy now in your relationship, but if you were taking out a first-time starter and you take her to Casa D'Angelo,
Oh,
You're in.
Jesus. Oof.
You're in.
That's
Yeah.
a great move.
Yeah, no,
well, I mean, is the price an issue at that point? No. I mean,
no,
like
because you want to be able to get in with good graces with everybody, and Casa D'Angelo
it's a demonstration of class.
allows you to do that. It is all class all the way. I mean, the service, the wine selection. He's got obviously full bar with great cocktails, and I bet they have Chopin there. They have all kinds of high quality. beers,
Yeah, I don't know. Do you see it in restaurants? So maybe
do
I
see
mean,
it.
you're Mr. Restaurant.
Yeah, you see it. It's
If you ask for a Chopin
it's rare.
vodka, they tell you, well, we don't have that.
Yeah, but
Right.
they've got most everything you could want at Casa D'Angelo, and they also have wine dinners, lots of things, great events coming up during the fall season. Go online to their website, casa-d-angelo.com, and they've got the 3 locations: Aventura near the track, Boca Raton with Chef Ricky, and of course the flagship Fort Lauderdale right there at the Big Bend at Federal Highway, just north of Sunrise Boulevard. Yeah, so
Beautiful place.
go on in, tell them the Lunchbox sent you, and it will be a treat for all involved. All right, let's come back after these words, and we'll talk more about the conundrum of being a eater and also a restaurateur these days, these challenging times, after these words. The finest quality, warm hospitality, and world-class creativity. Those are the ingredients that make Daniel's, a Florida steakhouse, a special place. Come experience the restaurant that's Michelin Guide recommended and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved, with an impressive collection of steaks, seafood, and more, like their foie gras creme brulee. Daniel's is located at 620 South Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, just south of the New River Tunnel, open Tuesday through Sunday for dinner. For reservations and information, go to danielssteak.com. Fresh local fish, a sophisticated setting. I'm talking about Corvina Seafood Grill. It's at 110 Plaza Real South in Boca Raton, just south of Palmetto Park Road. It's the place to go for the freshest and local seafood and fish, some of it with a Peruvian twist like their great ceviches. It's open 7 days for dinner. They also have happy hours 7 days a week. You don't want to miss it. It's a great place. CorvinaBocaRaton.com for more information and reservations. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Same great Thai food, beautiful new location. I'm talking about Eat Thai, now in Boca Raton at 6299 North Federal Highway. Thai Cuisine is having a moment, and Chef Sopanut makes some of the best in South Florida. A hip and modern spot with authentic Thai street food and some innovative twists. The spicy oxtail soup, Thai bouillabaisse, shrimp ceviche, and classic noodle dishes will wow you. And they now offer full liquor and craft cocktails too. Open every day but Tuesday for lunch and dinner. Go to eatthaiflorida.com for more information. A tradition for South Florida sports fans for more than 30 years, Shenanigans. It's at 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach, the place to go for all your favorite teams and events and food that's not your ordinary sports bar fare. Award-winning wings, burgers, fresh fish, and more, TV screens galore, and all-day happy hour specials. The kitchen and bar are open into the wee hours, perfect for late-night bites and very close to the airport. For playoff action, football season, and a good time anytime, Shenanigans. Looking for inspired comfort food in a cozy setting? Blue Collar in Miami is the place to go. Located at 6789 Biscayne Boulevard, it moved to bigger digs a year ago, now has full liquor, and still features all your old favorites from chef owner Danny Surfer. Fantastic burgers, the braise of the day, and the city's best key lime pie. And the summer specials are sizzling. Miami Spice menu in August, September, and drink specials every day. Open daily with weekend brunch. For reservations and information, go to bluecollarmiami.com. All right, we are back on the Lunchbox. Defo is back. Did he get the grapefruit juice? Did we find out what the expiration date is? I don't know. We're going to find out in a sec. Did you check out the grapefruit?
I didn't see an expiration date on there.
That's maybe an indication that something could be awry. It's supposed to have an expiration date.
I mean, it's not terrible. It's just like the beginning of the fizz.
Okay, the beginning of the fizz. You chance it. You're the one who's in his 70s. If you want to roll the dice, go ahead.
I mean, I drank like, I guess, a quarter of the bottle yesterday, and I feel fine.
Then you're fine. Then you're good. And here's the other thing. Once you,
I mean, it's not the most favorable thing that could happen, but was it worth going back into the store? That's the question.
For me, if I was right there, I would have.
What's your Publix like? Do you have one of those garages? Where's your local Publix, man?
Well, now I have several local ones. One of them, downtown Lauderdale, has one of those garages. I hate that. I don't go to anything.
I don't like going in the garage, but I do if it's pouring out, like because go into the store without having to bring.
There's one
soaked
in the same plaza as our friends at Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. That's the one I kind of gravitate towards. Big parking lot, open parking. I could just pull in and out.
Yeah.
So I'm actually
normally I park on the street, like the wrong direction, and it's fine. But if it's raining, it's a whole different story.
But the thing is, once you're cutting the juice with alcohol, then everything's fine. It neutralizes anything bad that could happen. That's my theory.
It doesn't taste bad. I mean, I'm feeling great.
Right,
so
here we go. I've got my Carbone spice.
Oh, you have Carbone. What do you have there?
Yeah, that's the
spicy vodka.
Now, the expiration date, again, when you open a jar of sauce, you're basically supposed to consume it within, I'd say, 2 to 3 weeks. A lot of times, sometimes the sauce sticks around for a full month. And as long as it's not bubbling and it doesn't turn overly sour or acidic, you're fine. Now, on the bottle here, it just says refrigerate after opening. The actual expiration date, look at this. It says March 26th of 2028. 2028.
Got some time there.
Are we any of us going to be alive
that long? I mean, you won't live long enough. I
don't think any of us will be alive. But here we go. I haven't had lunch yet.
I'm alive. It's 3 years. I'm having a baby. I hope I'm alive in 3 years. This is happening. You're just chugging it.
You drank it? Well,
you missed it. He was chugging. He was just actively chugging.
I missed that. I'm sorry. I was telling my friend to call me later.
No, that's good.
You're lucky.
Yeah, I'll do it one more time because this is sometimes.
Do it again. Do it again, Mayo. I need to see this.
Oh my God.
Oh no, that's
thick. Look how thick that is.
This is the guy that wrote the article in a glossy magazine about the.
Yeah, he's slamming the Michelin.
It's so weird, isn't it?
Michelin people got it wrong, and this is a guy gargling spaghetti sauce.
I eat Skyline chili, and I love just gargling
Skyline chili.
With
Carbone, like it, they're entitled to like it. But
aren't these home shows fun?
This is disgusting.
Oh man, That's good stuff, and that's really good sauce. It's
I
got a
couldn't
really
drink
good-
it like that, but I pretty much do, I guess. What's the
You
difference?
do. I mean, it's
With
just
a
that they're-
spoon, yeah.
what do? You pour it in a little bowl and you get a spoon.
I put it in a small. I try. I mean, I'm like Lubie now. Like, and maybe you're going to get this way when you get off the Ozempic thing, where you just eat like really small portions of stuff, okay, and try to control things that
That's
way.
what I've been doing.
So
yeah.
I take like the smallest cup of stuff, and I'll put a little of the spaghetti sauce in there. I'll microwave it for 30 seconds with some Parmesan cheese, and then bingo, I'll eat it with a spoon. No spaghetti, no nothing. But I mean, literally, you're right, Michael. I mean, there's no difference between what you just did, as disgusting as it looked.
Well, there is a
Who am I to
difference.
criticize? I
There-
can't say that you're wrong.
There is a difference. It's called class and couth, and you have some, and
no,
I have none.
not much. Believe me, no one would ever accuse me of that. Trust me.
No, if you're eating it with a spoon in a bowl and pouring it out, do you microwave it first? I'm sorry.
I do microwave it for about 30
So you do warm it up. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a big difference
It's
between
almost like you're having a spaghetti meal.
a a cultured eater like you and I'm a raccoon basically. I'm a
really are.
ferret,
Oh,
I'm a
yeah.
raccoon, I'm a rabid animal in the wild that is just scavenging, and sometimes I'll say, I don't feel like really eating, but I'm gonna chug some good old carbone sauce now. So
Look, I appreciate it. It's
No,
amazing.
did you do that? Sorry, Libby, but I mean, did you do that when you were married? I mean, to the ex-wife?
Probably.
Is that one of the reasons that you're no longer married?
He's definitely been who he is.
I'm gonna take the fifth on that, and if Val is watching this show, I might be looking for new home accommodation.
I shift who I am. Mayo is clearly who Mayo is.
Luby, I mean, surprisingly, as disgusting of an eater as you were, when I first met Luby, he literally was the most disgusting eater I've ever seen in my life.
Pretty rough, yes.
And and you sort of transformed a little bit. Like you couldn't sit down and eat a meal with Luby without like being grossed out.
I used my hands a great deal.
Who would you least rather dine with? Was it Lubie or Harvey Fialkov?
Oh, God.
Fialkov is the worst because he spit the stuff at you.
I don't. When I eat. Harvey's
I'll never
rough.
forget. I'm doing a show like 6 a.m. You remember we were out there at Gulfstream Park, right? Fialkov shows up, and at the time, I think there was like a BOGO at Burger King, 2 for 1 on one of their
Sandwiches.
croissants with everything, sausage and eggs and everything. So I give one to Fialkov because I couldn't eat both, but I bought it, and literally I was wearing it on my face. 2 minutes.
One of those COVID screens, mask, like the ones.
I
that
mean,
drop down.
you couldn't have had any more stuff spit at you. But Chews with his mouth wide open, and the stuff stuck in his teeth. He was about as disgusting. Lubie was right there at one point, though. Lubie was right there. I think we went to Del Taco in was that in Dallas or was that
Dallas
in
with the Del Taco. I enjoy Del Taco. Jack in the Box. Del Taco's solid.
This second marriage, Shirley, I don't know what you want to attribute it to. but
Shirley has changed.
I said it started with Ken because he would take me to nicer places and make me eat there and not stop at fast food.
And you used to dissect everything, though, Lubie.
I just used my hands a lot. I would touch a burger and move things, which is
in the
no one
3
wants to
plus
see that. My wife and
since-
Mayo, those
Since
three
we've been doing the lunchbox
mold.
together on video, Lubie has really, really elevated his game.
Oh, he's way
both
more refined.
his manners, his taste, his everything is great.
But he used to dissect it, Mayo. I mean, you couldn't believe this guy.
I had to touch every
I've never
sandwich.
seen anybody eat like this in my life. I really haven't.
Every sandwich I had to touch.
It's crazy. By the way, can you believe that we're almost at 4 years of lunchboxes? I know the first year was on mainly that tin
the radio
the
station
radio
that nobody
show.
could hear in the parking lot.
Yeah,
No, you didn't represent it that way to the sponsors.
Help
And
you.
we have to thank Jack Studielli for sticking with us during that.
and how about even Keel Fish Shack? Keel, those guys.
Brad, I
have
mean,
Still,
the guy.
they've
all
been with
around
us since
the
the beginning. Now we actually are getting seen and viewed and listened to
They got
because
220,000 subscribers on this thing.
the
man.
power
That's
of the
pretty
internet
incredible.
is
Yeah.
a beautiful thing. But yeah, God, I can't believe it's almost 4 years of that, and it's actually 3+ years of the video component and being streaming
only
on the
22.
Facebook group and all these things. So thank you to everybody out there, our sponsors and the viewers. So let's get into. So this post, I'm gonna just kind of read it. You encapsulated it, but it's turning a lot. It's getting a lot of discussion. 211 comments, and I just posted.
yeah.
it a
Oh,
few
I
hours
like, and
ago.
I'll let you get to it, but I like how you did your best to make it not apolitical. You didn't talk about good or bad. You didn't editorialize at all. You just talked about
I feel for
people
everybody. I feel
what are
for
people
us, the consumers. I feel for the restaurant operators because they're getting hammered.
It
All
almost
different
sounded like
ways.
Mike McDaniel's press conference.
it was at least coherent.
If you win, you win. If you lose, you
All
lose.
right, here we go.
What are you going to do?
Here's the post. There are days I go to the supermarket and say, "Holy cow, it's going to cost so much money, time, and energy to make dinner for two at home. I'd rather just go to a happy hour to eat somewhere." Then there are days I go out to restaurants and say, "Holy cow, I can't believe I have to spend this much on a pasta dish. I'd rather just go home and make some spaghetti with jarred sauce." Or in my case, just drink the jarred sauce without the spaghetti.
That was
There are days I order food for takeout and pickup, not even delivery, and I can't believe the surcharges that are being added for using online ordering platforms, let alone the tips. Bottom line, it's getting more expensive for operators to operate, consumers to consume, and eaters to eat, no matter which route you go. Without getting into the macroeconomic forces at play, I wanted to hear from people about how and if your eating habits and behavior have changed in recent months. Are you eating at restaurants less, shopping, cooking at home more, or just eating overall less, thanks, Ozempic, and stretching meals more than ever before, like with leftovers? I'll hang up and listen. And the general consensus is people are eating out less, much
That's what it
less.
seemed.
Yeah, no, it's pretty expensive.
People are also changing their shopping habits. I've seen a lot of people saying they've given up on Publix, and people
Yep.
saying, "Oh my God, I can't
Publix
believe
has
it." I'm
become Whole Foods without the whole.
Yes, no,
Whole
it,
Paycheck. That's the old name. The nickname for Whole Foods was Whole
But
Paycheck.
when Whole Foods is competitive with Publix prices,
it's scary.
things have changed.
Yeah, no, it used to be, Publix, their tagline is where shopping is a pleasure. Now it's where shopping is a ransom note. I mean, it's like you go up to,
What's funny? How about this new commercial Publix has where
Oh,
the woman
God.
is in some kind of fantasy land? Have you seen this one?
Yes, and go
Is that
ahead.
the strange? I mean, who shops like that? Nobody. You got to
But
be kidding me, man! You're
do you
hoping
want to
somebody's
hear
at the checkout
the
counter. That's all you're concerned about.
the
You're not
funniest?
going, oh my God, butterflies are going by, and all
Do
of a
you,
sudden I'm
do you,
tripping. What is she on?
when I saw that commercial, the thing that struck me most? It was the most ironic thing, and you have to have a knowledge of
What is
British
that?
Britpop music. Do you know
Yeah.
what the background soundtrack of that commercial is?
Whatever it
They,
is, it's absurd.
so the music they use for that commercial, it's a song called "Bittersweet Symphony" by The Verve.
Oh, Verve, yeah.
Okay.
go.
Do you know the lyrics to that song? Now, they didn't use the lyrics in the ad, but the lyrics to the song go something like this: "It's a bittersweet symphony, that's life. You're a slave to money, try to make ends meet, and then you die."
Yeah.
That's the lyrics.
But have you ever seen anybody floating through Publix like that?
But I just think it's
You're one deep at the deli line, and you're thinking, "My God, I don't think I can survive this." Right?
when I take 2 gummies and I go to Publix to shop, that's how I am.
It used to be like a quarter.
That's the worst idea.
Remember Louis when he used to cut the
Yes,
little thing?
he's-
Yeah,
he's-
unbelievable.
But to go floating through your eyes, but for Publix to use that song,
Yeah, that's
which
classic.
has those lyrics, that if people know the song, knows those lyrics, it really is. I think they're just trolling us. It's like the whole country now is
But
just
who
one
sees
giant
anybody in
troll.
Publix that happy? There's nobody in there like that. They're just blown away.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's funny. It's funny.
They're like Timothy Leary, like drug, and they're rolling through Publix. So it doesn't happen. Come on,
No, people. It's funny. I grew up on Publix, and I went in because their sushi solid. Like we were yesterday. So Shirley wants sushi. We're cutting back. It's still cheaper there than going to like a restaurant. Fine. So I went to get Publix sushi, and I'm getting nothing else there. And it's rare that I go into a shopping. A place to shop for food and get one thing, right? You see this, you grab it. You see that, you grab it. That's what happens. It's Publix. I'm not even looking at stuff, but it is interesting to look around and like I shop a lot at Aldi, and the people are just shopping and they look fine. They don't look stressed. When you shop at like people look stressed out when they're shopping at Publix. Like they look like every item. They're doing the math on every item, and it's like I used to do that, so I stopped shopping there for the most part because I got sick of having to add everything up and go, how much more here is it than somewhere else? When I can just go shop, look, Walmart, Target,
Right. And I think what people, the gist I got were people are going to different places for different things. Some people go to their local wholesale club, the Costco and BJ's still, if you have a larger family or you can freeze items,
Especially
that's a
pay-per-view.
really economical way to go. in terms of buying the sometimes the meats and things like that.
The man is always like janitor in a drum
Yeah,
shop.
no.
I mean, come on, you need one thing. You're not going to
Yeah, but for certain things, paper goods, like I buy all the napkins,
toilet
toilet paper,
Yeah, that's
towels, 100%.
and
Costco
the
delivery.
durable item, canned tuna fish. You can buy it at the BJ's because again, the
Are you buying a
last
lot
for
of canned tuna fish, Mayo?
well,
It's easy
not
to
me.
have. It's good to have.
I have it in the house. Val likes it, and she also we get the
I
rotisserie.
can't tell you the last time I bought a can of tuna fish. I really can't.
The
I love
rotisserie chickens we buy there because they sell them at
But,
like
you're
below
thinking
cost.
they're juicing those. I mean, it looks like Jose
Yeah,
Canseco owned the
but
farm.
it's okay. Sometimes it's nice. You can do a lot of things with
When
the
a chicken is
rotisserie
bigger
chicken.
than a turkey at Thanksgiving for a family of 6.
Yeah. No, I'm buying one of those rotisserie chickens at BJ's Wholesale Club next week for my Rosh Hashanah
Your
table
Rosh Hashanah.
because they're nice. And if you don't want the big steroid Canseco birds, they have the what they call the organic ones,
Oh, there.
more expensive and a little
That
bit
thing looks
smaller.
like a sparrow.
Instead of 3 pounds at $4.99,
Understand.
I
Are
think
these
it's
wings or what is that? That's the breast.
2 pounds for $6.99 for the organic rotisserie chickens.
I
there.
hate Costco, even though it's a bargain, and I know there are reasons to go there, and I have a membership. But when you're in there, I mean, there's something wrong with the shopping carts and everything are like gigantic size.
Yeah, and
Don't
well,
wear flip
that's
flops in Costco. Is the
stressful.
number one rule.
the thing. It's like pick your poison these days because
Yeah,
either
yeah,
you're going to get hammered at Publix.
Yeah. Oh,
But what I do now is I buy certain things at BJ's Wholesale Club. I buy certain things, mainly the BOGO things, and I still like my Publix for some of the produce. I still like the strawberries and the blueberries, but I have to pick it myself. I know some people. Val's a big proponent of the shopping where they do it for you and they deliver it to you. What's it called?
Shirley loves
Instacart.
Instacart, yeah. I hate that.
I am.
Lubie's right about that. Lubie's right
We
about that.
talked about it yesterday. They get it
Never
wrong
get it
every
right.
time, and they never half the time though. My favorite, because this one they didn't ask her, but sometimes though I'll hear her talking to herself, going, "No, I didn't want that." So she'll respond, "Get me this," and then they still do what they want.
They get the other thing. Like you're
always get
texting.
something wrong.
I hate
It ends up not saving much time because you're on the freaking phone texting back and forth. And then it's like, I'm such a control freak. I don't want anybody picking out my fruit or touching my fruit.
no.
I want to be the only one. I go in there and I will see which grapes look good, which berries look good.
I don't go that deep, but
Sometimes I
disaster.
fondle my apples a little bit, but
produce for sure. Yeah, I'm
I've heard about you on that, man.
all right. So the bottom line is, it's a very interesting. And I thank all the people on the Let's Eat group because most people did not make it political. I only had to remove one comment who referred to the
Well, you
current
did a good job at it because that's the thing. Whatever side you're on, everyone is saying it's more expensive. I mean, one person in DC is not. Everyone,
and like you said,
a good happy hour might be the most viable option.
a good happy hour is a great call.
if you are,
especially if they'll let you
great
crunch some of the stuff out of there.
if you are in positions like us, Defo, where we're not on a structured work schedule, where you're in an office till 5 or 6 o'clock, where you have the flexibility to go into a restaurant at 4:30, like our friends at Tropical Acres,
I'm
or
happy hour tonight.
5 o'clock, 5 to 7, certain places. Those are some great deals. And when you factor in everything, the prepping, the shopping, the prep time, the cooking, the cleanup, that it's just, if you can get out of a place for like $20 to have a good, a nice couple of noshes and a drink, that's, to me, the happy hour could be the way to go. And that brings us right into our second break. And of course, the Tropical Acres is the place to go for great happy hours. A whole menu of items that are $10 and under, along with great half-price drinks, and I think $5 or $6 beers. Again, $20 there. You can get some beautiful sirloin sliders and a martini for less than $20. You throw in the tip, you're out of there for like $22, $23. I mean, that's a good deal. And of course, when you go into the main dining room after the happy hour is over from 4:30 to 6:30 Monday to Friday, you're going to get even better deals because tonight is Tuesday, half price wine night. So you can get a really fine quality bottle. Like my favorite now is that Segisio Red Zinfandel, a really beautiful, smooth sipping wine. It goes great with their filet mignon or the prime rib. And that, I think it's like $26 at half price. So it's like $52 normally, $26. And then you get that with a beautiful piece of prime rib, or the Twin Lobster Special, $39 for two freshly steamed New England lobsters with a salad and a side dish for $39. That's the type of value that will keep people going out and hungering for more, especially with the great service and the great hospitality tradition that the Studiali family has shown. 70 how many years? 76 years in business. Oh my gosh, it's unbelievable what they do. 2500 Griffin Road. Go in there, and of course, if you want a reservation, they're old school. You got to give them a call, 954-989-2500, and you could call them now today to make your reservations for Thanksgiving. It's going to fill up soon. We love Tropical Acres. Go in there, tell them the Lunchbox sent you. All right, let's take break number 2. We'll come back and want to get into a discussion about, now that it's football season, sports bars. I happened to go to our friends at Shenanigans last night. I had a great experience. I know Lubie loves Landlubbers. We'll talk about some of the great places you can go. The newcomer on the block, D's Sports Bar. Don't sleep on that one. Talk about raising the game in terms of expectations and execution. We'll have the sports bar discussion and talk about last night's game. Was pretty good too, after these words. The first one, anyway. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. Looking for a real New York slice? Check out Peter's Pizzeria, your neighborhood pizza shop. With 2 locations, 1166 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach and 897 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca Raton. Slices, whole pies, specialty pizzas, heroes, rice balls, salads, pastas, and Mama's homemade desserts. It's New York flavor, Florida made. Originally from Long Island, Peter brings passion and pride to his pizzas. No matter where you're from, you'll feel right at home. Open every day but Monday for lunch and dinner with delivery and takeout. Place your order today at mypeters.com.
Hey Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligan's, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Guess who's back and better than ever? Juan's. For the best in classic old school Chinese cuisine, a family-run South Florida favorite since 1966. It's at 664 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, open every day but Tuesday for lunch and dinner. Chef Alex is carrying on the family tradition that started 4 generations ago. It used to be known as Christina Wan's Mandarin House, and you're going to love it as Wan's. They've got all your favorites: wonton soup, spare ribs, egg rolls, dumplings, Peking duck, and more. Combo lunch specials daily and takeout and delivery. For more information, go to their Instagram page at wans.fl. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When people ask me about the best restaurants in South Florida, Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended. For a special occasion or any occasion, Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk and Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. Hey, we're back on the Lunchbox, and just a couple of words. So, there's still good deals out there, and I know that a lot of our sponsors are the ones that are helping out in these tough times, and including Taco Craft. Today's Taco Tuesday. You get all kinds of great deals. Some of their basic tacos and their great house margarita, which is exceptional. All at very, very forgiving rates, along with our friends at Prezzo Italian has lunch specials every day. They and don't forget Corvina Seafood Grill. They are still doing those social hours where it's 50% off nearly the entire menu, including drinks and wine between, I believe, 4 and 5, and then it's 25% off later on through the early part of the evening. All kinds of things out there. And of course, everyday low prices at our great sponsors like Peter's Pizzeria. Going to get a couple of slices. They're each $4 or $5 each, and get a drink and a couple of slices. It's a good deal. And don't forget about our great friend Brian at Wicked Cheesesteaks. That roast beef sandwich, I think, high quality, fresh, rare roast beef on a bun with the dipping sauce, the au jus. I think it's $12.99. So these things, very reasonable, big portions. So don't give up hope yet, but it is getting tougher out there. I mean, I was kind of intrigued, or actually surprised to see that earlier this week, we're talking about sports bars, Flanagan's, which is a local chain that was an offshoot. The Quarter Deck, which is an offshoot of Flanagan's. Now, the brothers in the Flanagan family a while back had a falling out, but there were 5 quarter decks around.
Ask how many are still, because I know there's one out by us.
Now there's only 4, because one of the Sawgrass is still there. Davy on University Drive is still there. Dania Beach Pier is still there. Okay. Fort Lauderdale on 17th Street, where they just redid it, and they have a whiskey bar called Whiskey Neat next to it. That's still there. The one that's not still there, I think, was the original quarter deck location Fort Lauderdale Beach, Las Olas, just the A1A part that's going south. It's one block off the
Yeah,
beach. They
yeah.
abruptly shut their doors last Sunday,
Oh,
and
jeez.
it's caused a bit of a stir
That
because a
place was
lot of
always jumping.
place was always jumping. And apparently, I haven't heard the full story, but I think it's one of those landlord lease situations. And I think it's situated on a block that might be slated for redevelopment.
Oh God.
So I don't even know if they were offered a new lease and they just lost their lease. And very quickly, abruptly, last Sunday was their last day of service, and they just put up the sign saying, we're out of here. And people saw equipment and furnishings being removed all week. But that quarter deck right there on Fort Lauderdale Beach at A1A and Las Olas is no more.
That sucks.
And that's it. Now it's not even just about places that are able to make it and get good followings and good crowds. It's also about who owns the land and what does the landlord want to do with it. And if some people want to redevelop it, it's definitely a weird thing. Sports bars. I'm going to give a plug for Shenanigans. I was in there last night, met my brother. We watched the first game. Pat Utter, great human being. We're going to be in there for a show on the 29th, which is going to be a big preview of what I'm calling the Toilet Bowl, Monday Night Football, Jets versus Dolphins at Hard Rock Stadium. We're going to be in at Shenanigans earlier that day getting ready. I'm going to bring the toilet paper because both teams might be 0-3 heading into that matchup. A combined 0-6 looking possible, if not probable. But we'll go in there with Pat. Last night I just was in a mood after having COVID. I hadn't had a burger in a while. I wanted one of his patty melts, and I love his patty melts there. It was just, this is you, Defo, just grilled onions on toasted grilled rye bread with Swiss cheese, melted Swiss grilled onions, no pickles, but I dunked it in a little ketchup, and it just hit the spot. And I had to get some of the wings there too. But and of course, we got up in the Northwest now in Parkland area. Our friends Paul and Eddie Pizzoli are just killing it with Dear Olivia, which is kind of like the new age higher end sports bar, kind of like D's sports
It feels
bar
very
next to Daniel.
D's. It feels like D's is even a little bit more higher level with the food itself, but just the representation, the feeling, it feels like a D's out west is what, because my friend and I went a couple weeks ago after FSU and the Bama game, and it's supposed to be an FSU bar. So we went hours after. It was still packed. There was still a lot of FSU people there. There was a lot of football on, and the crowd was really cool. But it was also, it wasn't like, didn't have a sports bar feel. It was people.
It's not grungy. It's brand new, and they've got some items that you don't see at sport. It's more of a restaurant that also shows sports.
Yep.
So, and of course, you want to put in the good word about landlubbers. They are still going strong, right?
Great job out west.
Yeah, Defo, you got some places near you. You do what? Is it
2 weeks in a row? I've been to Brews Room, just south of Atlantic on Federal. Been there forever. Eddie Hauk, now the sole owner. Brew checked out of the business, even though his name is still on there. Big improvement from week 1 and week 2 in terms of the service coming out of the kitchen. There was a little bit of chaos in week number 1. Did a great job this week. Very, very reasonable, and really was a fun place. It was the atmosphere was like going to a stadium. It was fantastic.
What about your buddy Dave along the A1?
Yeah, he does a great job there, Dave B. Detroit Lions Bars.
The name of the bar is Stingers.
Stingers, I mean, they're real good. I mean, always been representative. So, yeah, a lot of good places. People really do a terrific job. But I got to give it to Eddie Hauk. From the turnaround of telling people, hey, it's going to be an hour to get your food, possibly. It wasn't that, but really, really very efficient this past week. So I was impressed with that.
Yeah, no, and everybody has their favorite watering holes. I like to support the, the locals, the independents, and even the mini regional chains that have sprouted up, like our friend Boat Campers, and the
NFL really rules, though. I mean, and look, they make a lot of money for these places. I mean, hopefully they don't get hosed too bad on having the NFL ticket.
And as I was discussing with somebody, and even on the show, is that now it doesn't even matter if the home team sucks, like the Dolphins this year, because so many people are invested emotionally and literally between having fantasy teams and actually laying bets on the line every week on games, so that it doesn't matter so much if the home team isn't having a great year. Obviously, it's better for everybody. I was talking with somebody last night that people are in a better mood and tend to linger when the Dolphins do better. They'll stay for the late game if the Dolphins win and have that extra picture of beer. So we want to see the Dolphins do well. But people still come out in drove for all these games, whether it's a Thursday night game or college football, now that the college teams are good, which is good to see. And again, now that you can bet on the action, people are still invested. One note here about sports bar related for our lowbrow down market friend Jim Sarney. I don't know if you saw this, but I did not realize that Twin Peaks, which is where he's been going to watch the games, and there's a bunch of these Twin Peaks restaurants. They have attractive young females, usually with hefty cleavage. But Twin Peaks is owned by the same outfit that also owns Smoky Bones.
Okay.
Smoky Bones is a barbecue chain that has gotten in trouble and is downsizing. And I just read today that 18 Smoky Bones around the country are converting to Twin Peaks.
Oh, yeah.
And I saw that recently 2 local Smoky Bones have closed in the last couple of weeks.
Pompano Beach, I think, went out of business.
I think one right up there on that corner, just below Pompano Beach. It's on, I think, Federal Highway and Cypress Creek Road, right before it turns into, but in that area. And I have a feeling maybe that one might be turning into a Twin Peaks. There's another one that closed in Plantation on University Drive. But I don't know if that's going to convert or not, because it's very close to another Twin Peaks that's on University Drive by the shops, the tower shops that are south of 595. So I have a feeling that one might be going out and staying out and not converting. But Sarney, I guess rejoice, because now you have many, many more peaks to go nuzzle that punum of yours.
Something sick about this guy and his Twin Peaks fascination.
Kind of makes
Sarney, you're in your
sense,
70s, Sarney. Mayo, if we're going out, I got to go out with a toast. All right?
Okay. Yeah, let's get it.
Go for it. Yeah, why not?
I have my jar of Carbone. Classic vodka sauce. I don't know what you have, Lubie.
I put mine away. I didn't know
water.
we were
I
tasting.
Go back and get it. Go back and get it before we go.
I'm gonna go
Brown
get it.
sauce to drink.
We're gonna have to go to this. I'm gonna try a Mayo here. What do you have, Lubie? Water.
Just water. I don't keep sauce. I'm not guzzling. I'm gonna put it on pasta. You guys are something.
And maybe Mayo's onto something here. I mean, I hate to
fine.
admit that he might be right about this because it's disgusting.
It's low carbs.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, from a nutritional standpoint, it really doesn't look that bad. I mean, you're talking about 50 calories per serving, and there are only 6 servings in the whole jar. So the whole jar is only 300 calories. So you're not killing yourself.
Yeah, no.
All right, you got yours, Mayo?
Bones.
All right, so this is it. We're signing off.
We're gonna sign off. We're gonna say enjoy
Every sandwich and
every
enjoy
sandwich,
every jar.
enjoy
And what do you
every-
have? You have the spicy one? I have like
Yeah.
the regular vodka sauce.
I have spicy vodka, Carbone.
Get up.
Enjoy every sandwich and enjoy every sauce.
Here we go.
Peas, pudding, and sourdough. What next is the question?
We're sick.